Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, good morning to you all. Welcome to Citizen where the platform where we speak truth to power. There is a lot that we have to get on with and do, but there's so much going on that we're going to talk about this. And this program is really designed to wake us up. If we're not awake, if people are still under the false belief that everything is okay, well, now we know things are not okay at all. Things are not okay. Help us grow this platform. Help us make sure we reach more people. So we need your support in doing this. We really do need your support. And it's trying to just make sure we reach as many people as possible right now. When we're talking about that nothing is safe or secure, I'm hoping that people understand exactly what we mean, So please subscribe to Season A1 on YouTube. Good morning to you, those of you just joining us. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This program is largely going to be in English, but we will see if we can do some Yoruba, put Yoruba with it. But please help us grow the platform. Subscribe to Season A1 on YouTube, the platform where we speak truth to power. There is so much going on. So we'll give a few minutes before we probably start the program proper. But it's important to state, let me just do this quickly. Important to state that there are things that are really that should not be happening, that's happening. And it is gone beyond just talking now. It's now literally about just focusing on what is going on and explaining it. And we've been talking about anyway, we will talk about it in detail. So please subscribe to Season A1 on YouTube, and of course share the broadcast as you're getting it. We'll be doing a mixture of videos and discussions. Yes, we've said it before. Yoruba Nation, Yoruba Nation Lokon. Yoruba Nation Lokon. But let me just do one thing quickly to make sure we got everything ready. I think, are we set? I think we are. So good morning, and welcome on board to Citizen Wide, the platform where we speak truth to power. This morning, you've already heard the question that lies before all of us is this: a contraption in disintegration mode. Insecurity. Should Nigerians be allowed to carry arms? But before we go ahead, let's do one thing first. We're going to sing the Yoruba National Anthem. And we want you to please join us. Those of you who know the song, I sing it. I tend to not use the song behind it now because I want us to know the words. I want people to know the words and sing that completely off head. Please continue to share the broadcast and help us grow the platform. So here goes. So now, here we go. We're going to sing the Yoruba National Anthem. Iṣẹ́ wa fúnlẹ̀ wa, fórílẹ̀ ibi wa, ká gbéga, fáyé rí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bá ti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní ẹ jẹ́ ká máa lépa, tẹ̀síwájú fọ́pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Good morning and welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please do share the broadcast. We appreciate those of you who are following the platform and we are thankful for your support. First of all, please, we'll ask you to do something for us. Share the platform as you're coming in. Help us to grow it. Particularly go to YouTube, and of course on YouTube, help us share that platform. Help us subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to Citizen AY, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube now, because it's very important. We need your support more than ever now. Like I said, the topic is very self-explanatory. Let me just make sure I got that right. 1 second. Very, very self-explanatory. So it says here, contraption in disintegration mode. Should Nigerians be allowed to carry arms? I don't think you need to. My answer straight away is that you should not put your safety in the hands of a government that cannot protect you. You need to protect yourselves. So you need to protect yourselves in using everything by any means necessary. I'm saying it within your community, because we are being attacked. Now, yesterday, the presidential motorcade was attacked. Now let's come back out of this now. So we're gonna stop sharing this now, and now we're gonna do this. So we need to do one or two things. The bandits gunned down. I'm going to read through this. Let's hear this one first. Daily Trust. I want you to look at this. This is by Daily Trust. So the bandits gunned down Assistant Police Commissioner in Katsina, Aminu Umar. An Assistant Commissioner of Police has been shot dead by bandits in Katsina State. They also destroyed several health care facilities. They destroyed it. That's in your one Nigeria. Now, let me read the story. So, Aminu Umar has been shot dead by bandits in Katsina State. The deceased and his team were ambushed while on a clearance operation in Zaka Forest, Safina local government area of Katsina State on Tuesday. Until his death, Umar was the area commander for police in Dotsinma. Sources within Zaka community told Daily Trust that the police bandits clashed at a village called Yauni in Zaka district of Safana. Our vigilantes here told us that there will be combined team of police with vigilantes. I don't need to get it. I need to get it. Sorry about this. 1 second. How can I do this? I need to get something just sorted out quickly. Can I do this? Okay, I'll leave it for now. I'll have to just leave that. I wanted to just look at this one. I'm not really interested in this adverts on the side here, because I wanted to just talk about sorry about this. Now, okay. So what we're trying to do, so we can focus on what we're trying to do. So basically, this guy was killed in Yauni Zaka district yesterday, and of course we all heard that the terrorists, they attacked the presidential advance team yesterday, all inside 24 hours. So let me see if I can give you that one. So that, here we go. So now read this one. So let us read this one again from channels, and then we'll come and talk about it in great detail. So here we go. Now, so gunmen suspected to be bandits have attacked the convoy of President Muhammadu Buhari in Katsina State. The senior special assistant to the president on media publicity, Gabashe, confirmed this in a statement on Tuesday. He explained that the convoy of cars carrying the advance team of security guards as well as the protocol media officers ahead of the president's trip to Adaura for Salah came under attack near Dotsinma in Katsina. So again, Dotsinma, the same place where that police commissioner was killed. The attackers, according to Shehu, opened fire on the convoy from ambush positions, but they were repelled by operatives of the military and police and Department of State Services. They're not Department of State Services, they're State Security Services, the SSS. There's no Department of State Services. That's another lie. Accompanying the convoy, he stated that the 2 persons in the convoy who sustained minor injuries were receiving treatment, while all other persons made it safely. Let me see, to Daura. The attack on the president's advance team is the latest series of criminal activities by outlaws who have continued to terrorize communities in the northwest and parts of northern region of the country. Why is it that this is clear evidence? Those of you talking about one Nigeria, please explain to us why we must continue to support one Nigeria when there is no safety. They are attacking the presidential convoy. That means that nowhere is safe. So to the question asked at the beginning, posed at the beginning, we said, should you what's the word? Should you protect yourselves? The answer is definitely yes. You should protect yourself. You should protect yourself. And these are the kind of things, when we've been saying it now, we've been saying it here for a good few months now, that your safety and security is your own responsibility now. The government, they cannot even protect themselves. The federal government that's meant to protect the citizens cannot protect themselves. They cannot protect and make sure that the roads are safe and secure so that nobody attacks them. They simply come in and they're telling us to believe in one Nigeria. Those who are telling you to vote in elections, at this rate, elections will not take place in Contraption Nigeria, because the whole place will be taken over by terrorists. The whole place will be taken over by terrorists. Good morning to you all. Let me take this opportunity to greet people watching us. Effie Gregory, good morning. Freda Onome, good morning. Precious Wanogo Urtase, good morning. Olatunji Liola, good morning. Mazi Austin Chukudi, good morning. Karun Wiabiodun, good morning. Articulate London, good morning. Frank Emeka Dex, good morning. Chuku Chizuman, good morning. So let's go and look at other platforms as well. Welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We just wanted to just really quick say good morning to those of you watching us. If you haven't subscribed to Citizen AY on YouTube, please, we urge you to go and do so right now. Facebook, as we said, they are not reliable. They're deliberately keeping our numbers down. Make sure that on Facebook, nonetheless, that you have your notification button on, so that when Citizen AY comes on, you'll get that automatic notification, because we know what Facebook are up to. They are playing some sort of cat and mouse game and making it difficult for people to be able to see us when we come live. So I want to thank everybody joining us. And on both Citizen AY and on Oduduwa TV Radio, we have over 4.5 million views on a month-by-month basis. So that means that we have significant reach, where the information that we are sharing reaches as many people as possible. But obviously, Facebook, in their whatever, decide to sort of hold things up. So, Tiolonu Nepal, good morning. Shegun Joseph Ayeku, good morning. Omoba Orun, good morning. Akoji Odawumi, good morning. So I want to bid you good morning. So those of you on Odua Neo, let me just quickly go on there as well and say hello. There might be other platforms that if I don't mention your name, it's not because I don't want to, but it's just that of us, Yeah, they are terrorists. Exactly. Somebody just said, somebody asked a question. Shegun Joseph Ayeku said, why are the wicked killers still called bandits instead of terrorists? They are terrorists. Indeed, they are terrorists. They keep saying it. They keep putting it in there and saying bandits, suspected to be bandits. They are not bandits. They are terrorists. And thanks for picking that up. These are why we are saying that Contraption Nigeria is a fraud. It is a fraud. You've already seen the picture of the man that was killed, Umar, something, Aminu Umar, and now the presidential convoy attacked. Now, one more thing, then we can go into a proper discussion again about it, is this one here. To now look at this. Kuje prison, a massive bomb attack. Massive bomb attack in Kuje prison. So the Kuje Custodial Center, located in the Federal Capital Territory, came under attack late Tuesday night, apparently to free jail criminals, despite earlier warnings by the country's intelligence service. Remember that the government are very quick to pardon these terrorists and put them in the army. The terrorists that they are pardoning, listen, the terrorists that they are pardoning went to free those of them that have been jailed. And they are telling us that they've been rehabilitated. And I take this opportunity to tell all Yorubas, all Igbos, all Middle Belt, that those terrorists that they so-called rehabilitate, they are in the army. They are in the army. They can take out an entire community if you believe in them. You need to protect yourselves in your community. We need vigilante groups. We've talked about it on this platform. We need to be talking about community action plan against terrorism, because they are terrorists. They are not bandits. They are terrorists. So let's go and look at other platforms. Again, on Facebook, on YouTube. Please, as you're watching this, we would like you to help us share the broadcast. Oduatide, good morning to you on YouTube, on Citizen Ewa on YouTube. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up as you're watching us on YouTube. The more you do that, the more we reach more people. So they are terrorists. So very, very important to say that. Let me just say good morning all. I'm going to put that on there. We may make a call in at some point. We may take calls in at some point. It all depends on how much time we do have. And so let me just go and check. Let me just check again on Citizen AY, on Oduduwa TV Radio. So good morning to you all. Those of you watching us on Oduduwa TV Radio, good morning to you all. I want to take this opportunity to recognize everybody that is joining us, and I appreciate you for joining us, and we thank you for your continued support. So good morning, Adebayo Sunday, Adebanjo Sunday, and those of you who are following, again, please continue to give us a thumbs up on Oduduwa TV Radio, and don't forget to subscribe. The more you subscribe, the better the reach that we have. So please continue to subscribe to Oduduwa TV Radio, Citizen AY, Lady Bears, and Mobile and other platforms, because the work we're doing is a task whereby we need to reach as many people as possible to be able to raise the level of awareness. We have been talking about the need for safety and security. What happened? The attack on the presidential convoy means that nowhere is safe. Nowhere is safe in Contraption Nigeria. It's very, very important that people are aware of that. Nowhere is safe in Contraption Nigeria. So please, thank you for those of you who are giving us a thumbs up. Don't forget, on all of the platforms, give us the thumbs up. So let's carry on and read this as we speak it. Now, it says here, the Kuje Custodial Center, located in Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory, came under attack late Tuesday night, apparently to free jailed criminals, despite earlier warnings by the country's intelligence service. The intelligence service is not supposed to be giving warning. They are the ones who are supposed to be responsible for making sure that we are safe and secure in our land. The armed forces are supposed to protect our borders. The army keeps frightening the citizens. They keep killing the citizens, and they leave terrorists to come into the country. We have said this over and over again. Bala Mohammed said that they welcome Fulani terrorists. They welcome foreigners who are not indigenous to our land. All Fulanis from the whole of Africa is welcome, according to Governor Bala Mohammed. And for him to say that, he's got clearance to say that because nobody in the government has challenged him. So that means that there's implicit support for the statement made by Governor Bala Mohammed, where he stated that Fulani terrorists, they are also Nigerians, as far as they are concerned, in their warped mind. And that is what we are now seeing. The terrorists are now running that nation. They control everything. And the so-called Buhari is powerless to stop them because he's the one who brought them in. He doesn't want to stop them. Even as we speak, they're talking about that they're bandits. They are not bandits. They are terrorists. So now prison sources told Premium Times that the State Security Service had earlier today warned of independent attack on Kuje prison. The source could not describe the level of measure put in place to forestall the attack. Kuje prison is under massive bomb-armed attack. A prison staff told Premier Arms as the attack was being carried out on late Tuesday. In the later update that emerged, the source said the attackers used 3 bombs and forcibly gained control of 4 entry and exit points. The prison is Kuje Area Council of the Federal, in the Kuje Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory, lying outside Abuja City, 47 kilometers to the home of the Aso Rock Presidential Villa, 24 kilometers from the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. Dangerous criminals, including apprehended Boko Haram terrorists, are held in the prison, which also houses high-profile public officials standing trial or already convicted. 3 weeks ago, several high-profile terrorists were relocated to Kuje prison. The prison source amid alias links officials are analyzing the trace and motivation for the attack. Kuje has a capacity of about 550, but currently detains about 1,000 inmates, a prison source said. Premium understands the custodial service sought and got reinforcements from Army and police and SSS, specifically soldiers of the 176 Special Forces Guard Brigade Battalion Gwagwalada were deployed by the army. The impact of the attack is not immediately known, but officials are suspecting terrorist motivation for dangerous criminals. So, recent prison attacks across Nigeria, Oyo, Plateau, Imo, Edo, have caused massive illegal release of inmates. So, I'm not going to read the whole thing. I just want us to understand that nowhere is safe. And I'm taking this opportunity to urge our Middle Belt brothers, our Biafran brothers, our Oduduwa brothers, Yoruba brothers, please protect yourself. Do not wait for somebody to come and defend you. You have to defend yourself because the military, this government is a military government. They are only interested in taking your land. They are the ones who have allowed the terrorists to come into our country. They've under the guise, they are Fulani. They've funded the terrorists. They've given them guns to come and kill us in our own land. We need to defend ourselves. That is the message that I want you to really take from this broadcast this morning. If you don't take anything else at all, if you do not, remember anything, and that is that the government of the day that promised to serve the people and protect the citizens of Nigeria, indigenous people of Nigeria, they have actually put us in harm's way. The people that were supposed to protect us have put us in harm's way. And that's very important to state. So we cannot trust anything that they're saying to us. We must protect ourselves. We must what? Protect ourselves. We must take every action, every necessary step. And that's why we're talking about every community right now. There's no doubt that in our forest, in every part of the forest, in Middle Belt, in Southwest and the Southeast, the Fulani terrorists are there. They've been armed. They've been waiting. I've shown you videos where they are in the forest walking around freely. We need to protect ourselves. And that is the message for this morning. Ask good news for real. Thank you very much for that. Please do share. I do appreciate that comment. So let me pin that now So let me make sure I pin that message. That's a very good message right there. Something that should be pinned, and we appreciate that. So look, those of you watching, please, we also welcome if you do send us stars as you're watching us on Facebook. That will help us in supporting to be able to do what we need to do. Like I said to you, one of the things that Facebook are doing, we have over 4 million views combined. Now on Oduduwa TV Radio, they have now made they are very, very cleverly saying, oh, we have a dual language. So they are using that as an excuse from which we're not receiving funds that we would normally get for being able to have ads in our broadcast. So that way, that would have meant that we would been able to do much more. They've used that to as an excuse. They say to us that they don't recognize our language, our Yoruba language. And that is even another reason why we need to ensure that we build Yoruba Nation, because Yoruba Nation, that is the fact. We are 60 million on ground alone, plus right now, we are 60 million in Yoruba land. And there are another 240 million Yorubas around the world. So there is no way anybody can tell us that they don't recognize our language. And that is why we must control that narrative. It is even more imperative right now that we go ahead and speak our Yoruba language as often as we can on that platform. As I said, we have over 4 million views on a month-by-month basis on Oduduwa TV Radio. But Facebook have decided in their infinite wisdom to prevent us from being able to get be able to have ads and things that would generate enough funds for us to be able to do quite a few things. But nonetheless, we are doing what we can, and we are grateful for those of you who are supporting us. Again, on Oduduwa Citizen AY, we have 1 million plus. We have over, put it this way, on Oduduwa TV Radio, we have over 200,000 followers, 60,000 likes. On Citizen AY, we have over 55,000 likes and over 120,000 followers. And that is even when they've reduced it deliberately. If you notice, there are very few people get notification about our broadcast, and that is a deliberate action. Facebook has actually gone in and removed the notification. Now, we try to broadcast and let you all know when we come live. But when you do not get the notification, people will not join us, and that is what is happening. And oftentimes, the number of people who are often shown to be watching us is often not the case. There are more people watching us, but they are not allowing it to be showed. So these are all the kind of manipulations that we face, but nonetheless, we are not going to let that deter us. That is why we're saying to you, the best way you can help us is to go ahead, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. If you can do that, that is the best way. Subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, hit notification button, and of course, give us the thumbs up. So let's see if I can, it will probably come back. I'm not quite sure. Here we go. So hit the subscribe, hit notification button, give us the thumbs up on YouTube. Go and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. That's the best way you can help us. And we will be putting this broadcast in the broadcast now and then as often as we're watching. So good morning, Jide Omar, and all of those watching. So what we're saying is that there are. So now they said in Oyo, 837 inmates escaped, 262 captured. So this means that there is no safety nor security. Today is the 6th of July, and Kuje prison, they had massive bomb attack. Now let's now go into a bit more detail about this now. Let's listen to channels, and we're going to dissect quite a lot of what they're saying this morning. And we'll stop and we'll play the video and talk about a few things. So here we go. Oh, come on. Sorry, it's a bit slow at this minute. I don't know what's going on. Okay, now, let's go ahead now. So we're going to hear this in a minute. 1 minute.
Where we have been seeing prisons being attacked all over the country before now. The Minister of Interior had, rung a warning bell, talking about how there will be consequences if the Comptroller General of Prisons doesn't do something about the state of prisons. You would think that the one that is in the Federal Capital Territory should be, you know, the model, the model that all the other prisons should.
Somebody just sent me a message now. I did that just Sunday on Oduduwa TV Radio, YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe. They said, my brother, Citizen AY, Nigerian government telling this the sick in the sick class in hospital to buy diesel to power generator in hospital. Nigerian government is finished. So the government, instead of taking care of people, they are now telling the people who are in hospital to go and pay money to buy generator, to buy oil, to power generators. That's your one Nigeria. This now, your Ashiwaju or your Emilio Kon, they will not talk about this. Peter Obi will not come and talk about this. We need to break up contraption one Nigeria. This is horrifying. You know, they're telling people who are sick in hospital to provide money to buy oil, to buy diesel, to power the generator, to be able to take care of those who are ill in hospital. I'll try and find that information and I'll come back to that later on. Let me just get this, but let me listen to this broadcast. So thank you very much, Adebanjo Sunday, for that information. So these are the reasons. Everything we're telling you now is to make you be very confident in going for Middle Belt Nation, Biafra Nation, and Yoruba Nation, because Contraption Nigeria is completely disintegrating right before our eyes, because the terrorists have been given enough room to take the whole place over. And we as indigenous people must defend ourselves, defend our lives, defend our land, defend our farm, defend our territory against terrorists. The federal government of Nigeria has made it possible for terrorists to come into our communities and kill us at will. And it's the deliberate plan of the federal government of Nigeria to kill indigenous people and replace us with terrorists, those who are killing us. And this is unacceptable. The world is not going to do anything because the world are only interested in our resources. So it's up to you and me within our community to provide our own safety and security. It is up to you or to us. We need community action plan against terrorism right now in place to stop these killings. So please, please, please help us. We need to reach more people with the broadcast. I've just told you now. The people in hospital now, they are being told to buy the oil to power the generator that they can use in treating them in hospital. And you're telling us there's one Nigeria. What is one Nigeria? You are having to buy, so you're already in your house. You provide your own water, your own light, generator. You provide your own security. Now in hospital, where the government is supposed to fund, they're now asking you to provide the same money to buy oil to power the generator. And you're saying there's one Nigeria. Oh my goodness me. So let's listen on anyway to this.
It aspire to. So you have to ask what transpired there. From what we hear, it's still very unclear what transpired in the prisons. And I think that by now,
it's very
what
clear.
We should have heard is that there would have been a confirmation to give a clearer picture of what exactly happened in Kuje last night. But from residents who live in that area, they said they heard gunshots for over 20 minutes. Some even said they heard an explosion.
Well, that confirms what I just read to you, that they were attacked from 3 different areas. The 3 entry and exit points were attacked with bombs, like I said in that Premium Times news that I read moments ago. So that confirms that. So the point is, nowhere is safe. You must protect yourself. That is the point that is being made here. No one and nowhere is safe. Now let's go ahead.
It's still unclear as we speak what exactly we have heard from, what exactly transpired last night in Kuje. Was the attack repelled? Were they able to, was it successful? Is it also possible that people actually were inmates freed? Do not forget that that's where quite a number of, prisoners who have been convicted, especially for terrorism charges, are being held. There are other, cases of interest to the public, people who are in cases of interest who are also being held in that prison. So many questions, as I said. I mean, my mind is still in a turmoil of sorts. Then while you're still trying to internalize all of what has happened just around you here in Abuja, in the Federal Capital Territory, you hear that, the advanced team.
Apparently, the outgoing OPEC Secretary, Mohamed Bakindo, he died. So
Of the president was also attacked on its way to Katsina, and you know that it is customary.
Mele Kyari, the brother to the late Abba Kyari, who was again imposed on us. All this is awful than he confirmed the death of this this man that was there. We don't know. That's another thing that's going on as well.
For the president to spend Salah in his hometown of Daura. Don't forget that oftentimes too, coppers would normally go to visit the president and he'll give them a cow. These are some of the things that we know usually happen in this period, but it looks like the terrorists are trying to make a statement, and they did make one yesterday by the attack on the president's advance team.
They are terrorists, exactly. They are terrorists.
It's still unclear that a commissioner of police, an assistant commissioner of police, was killed. Just trying to, clarify if it was in that attack or it was in a separate incident. But these are the stories that Nigerians have had to internalize this morning. It's something.
I want to ask a question from the general public, and maybe we might even switch the phone line on, and let's see. I'll see. Let's just talk for a few minutes. I want to ask a question. Where are the journalists that you see now? The Maokwe, the Sheo of Kimbaloye, the Babatunde, and all of channels. Do they believe in the news that they are reading to us? Because it is obvious that they are trying to, there is a narrative that they've been told to read. But the question is now, do they believe that news themselves any longer? Because it is obvious to us that that news is a fraud. The news that they're telling us is a complete lie when you compare it to the reality that's on ground. So we're just asking that question, because how you can try and continue to convince us to believe in one Nigeria when it is disintegrating right before your own eyes as journalists is something that is actually quite, what is in it? What are you benefiting from being part of this lying machine? Because many of them are refusing to face the fact that there is nowhere safe. They're saying that they're talking about somebody doing something about it, but nothing is being done. That's the reality. Let's listen on.
That is truly frightening indeed. One, we could not help, for instance, the death of the former GMD of NNPC and former OPEC Secretary General Mohamed Barkindo. May God rest his soul. Look at him right there. That was when he delivered his speech at the Villa yesterday.
So he delivered his speech at the Villa yesterday, and today, moments after, he was gone.
He was held in audience by the president and praised very highly. And then this moment, to think that the person who was there giving his speech, 1 minute you're here, next minute you're gone. May his soul rest in peace, and may his family really be given fortitude to bear the loss at this time.
What about the number of people who have been killed?
Should we just take it like that? Should we not
These
ask
guys are not
questions
taking
as
care
to
of
what
us.
exactly transpired? Was it a heart attack? Assuming it was, could there have been an emergency care? Was it also because we didn't?
Please don't forget to ahead and subscribe to Season AY on YouTube, the platform.
Or is it that we didn't know what to do? Or were there other underlying health conditions which he possibly was dealing with before he passed on? The questions that the public will be interested in asking. But all of this is what we've had to wake up to this morning. Chamberlain, very little to add, as I said.
Let's hear what they have to say.
I'm a journalist. I'm also a Nigerian.
So let me pause this here. The question I'm asking is, do these people, do they believe in what they are actually reading out to us? That's the question I'm beginning to ask. I just wonder, is this something that they actually believe themselves? Because the amount of killings going on, and to see, I don't know, it just makes me, I'm kind of just a little bit I don't know, it's puzzling. I don't know how you see this. I find it puzzling. It is very puzzling that this is they are here. Look, they are all smiles there. But do they not see, are they not seeing what we are seeing on ground? Because they are in a privileged position. They have as much information as we who are outside have. So there's not like they are the people that they don't have to worry about data. But I'm just wondering, if they are seeing the reality and they are telling us about lies, how are they processing that in their own minds? It just occurred to me to ask that question. Are you reasoning with me on this? Are you reasoning? How do you see this? Because these guys here, they're talking, but they must know that this is a danger, and they're not, because of whatever they're getting in terms of benefits from the system. They're disconnecting. There's something called cognitive dissonance, whereby you can see the truth and everything else, but because of what you're benefiting from it, you decide not to confront it and speak the truth to power. I don't know. It's just something that I wanted to really, I just wanted to just see that. It's just interesting to note. Let's watch on.
Trying to deal with this news as they come, but yeah. I think that we need to move on with courage today. I don't think that we need to let this dampen our spirits while we ask questions of those who should have the answers. For instance, the Minister of Interior by now should be getting his message across. The Controller General of the Nigeria Prison Service, or now it's now the Nigeria Correctional Service, needs to be speaking to Nigerians this morning as quickly.
All the people that you are trying to ask to take action, they are part of the problem. So this is what I'm saying. It's time we start. The people who are in those channels telling us, oh, they should be. That's you shouldn't be telling us that. You should be bringing them to us now to answer the question. They should be dragged into your offices and be made to face questions from not only yourselves but from the general public. From the general public. But what is happening is you've become like a kind of a filter, so that the only echo, you are only echoing what they tell you. You are not reflecting the views of the people of Contraction Nigeria. But yet people want you to believe in one Nigeria when they are silencing us on a daily basis. Anyway, let's carry on.
As possible, we need to be getting an update on what transpired in Kuje, and we also need to be hearing from the Commissioner of Police in Katsina as to what exactly transpired in Katsina yesterday, because we understand that there were over 300 bandits on motorcycles who attacked the president's advance team.
Over 300 bandits on motorcycle. These are the same motorcycle that is funded by our own money. Governor Bala Mohammed said they welcome Fulanis from across the whole of West Africa because they are also Nigerians in his eyes. And they were using federal government money to welcome them in, giving them homes, giving them arms, giving them, weapons to come and attack us. And those same people that have now turned on the presidential convoy, 300 of them. Defend yourself. T.Y. Danjuma said it. Defend yourself. Middle Beltans, indigenous people, Middle Beltans, Biafrans, Oduduwa people, we have to defend ourselves. These guys want our land. We must defend ourselves.
I think that the president, if he didn't understand the scope of the challenge we had before, it's certainly been brought home to him by this brazen attack on his advance team.
Quite significant, because just before Ayo comes in, the eyewitnesses, those who were around that Kuje, also said it was about 300 terrorists who attacked Kuje prisons. And then I think they had about 150 of those of their colleagues who were held in Kuje prison. And it's
So 300 terrorists attacked Kuje prison. 300 terrorists attacked the presidential convoy. Wow. And you're talking about, tell me which part of this is one Nigeria? I'd like to know which part of this killing is one Nigeria. Is anybody talking about any election? Is any talk of election making sense to you right now in all of this? Is there any talk of elections making sense to you right now with the killings going on? Wow. Let's carry on.
Incidentally, it was yesterday morning while we were just, talking about the FCT's directive as to why are there no street lights there, asking businesses to close by 7 p.m. And then I got home last night just thinking through, asking, look.
So they're asking businesses to close by 7 p.m. They are telling businesses to close, and you're talking about one Nigeria. The government is issuing news that they should close businesses by 7 p.m. Wow, that's your one Nigeria. Carry on with your elections, though.
If that's the case, isn't it going to be a lot more dangerous and tricky if businesses were to shut down by 7? There are no street lights. Wouldn't that be a haven for some of these nocturnal, terrorist activities or heinous activities to be carried out in the dead of the night? Little did we know that this was also going to play safer. So if we, at that little space or corner of ours, could think about the security implication of not having areas, lit properly, and then activities or things happening to checkmate security and things like that, how come persons who are saddled with that responsibility are not thinking the same way? Well, if they're not, if they are actually, why are we not seeing the results?
Is it because they're...
The fact of the matter remains, we know you cannot speak freely. We know that you've been there and many of them, look at the people who are on the news channel that is very famous. Channels. Look at the 3 people. They are put there for a particular purpose, to ensure that they calm the worries and the fears of the people, to trick the people to believe that everything is calm. They are there to just make the people have to believe in a lie. We are not one nation. That's an Igbo man, and the rest are the two are Yoruba man and woman. And the people who are oppressing and killing us put themselves in position of power. They are not accountable to anybody. The Fulanis they are not accountable to any one of us. That why should we want to be in one Nigeria, in that one Nigeria where we are treated like slaves? These guys are little more than slaves. These guys that you see here, they are little more than puppets. They cannot change anything. They are being told what to say, how to say it. That is why you see them, they're trying to, we need to really be awake and be aware of what is being done here. We need to break away from contraption Nigeria. Yoruba nation, Lokon. Yoruba nation, Lokon. It is all about Yoruba nation for us. Biafra nation and Middle Belt as well. Let's carry on.
I'm not thinking it, or that something, I think, Chamberlain, you say this, there must be a lot more going on than is obvious to us. And yes, Marco, you're correct. We have tons of questions. The problem is, will we get answers? These things are not, I can't remember the
demand.
As a journalist, your job is to question. Your job as a journalist is to shine a light and demand answers from those, call them into your office. But they are the ones they control what even you ask them. So you're not free. The press is not free. The press is not free. The press is not free in contraption Nigeria. That's another thing you need to know as to why we have to go for Yoruba nation, Biafra nation, and Middle Belt nation. The press is not free.
Yes. I can't remember how many times Pastor Lad Thompson, our security consultant, we've invited over again. Look, all these things.
You can invite as many security consultants all you want. That is not the solution. The solution is Yoruba Nation. The only solution that will work now is Yoruba Nation, Biafra Nation, and Middle Belt Nation. And we need to continue to encourage our people. You reclaim your sovereignty by putting in place your security architecture to protect your lives within your own community. Because without providing community security, you cannot be safe in your land. And your safety, once you can protect your own safety in your own community, that means you become a sovereign. So if we have as many small towns and cities and villages protecting themselves, they can now band together and say, now we are Yoruba Nation, now we are Biafra Nation, now we are Middle Belt Nation. Because it starts with security. Any nation can only exist as far as there is security for the citizens of that nation. Right now, there's no safety or security, but they're telling you to believe in one Nigeria. They're telling you to go and vote for Obedient or Emiloko. The killing, you will not, whilst you are queuing, I said it, it's going to get to a point where whilst you are queuing for that useless PVC, by the way, you should know that people from Chad and Niger, they can vote. Niger, a country, and Chad, they vote in elections as young as from 8-year-old. A young man came and said he has been voting since the age of 8, and he's 20 years old. It's on Oduduwa Citizen AY and on Oduduwa TV Radio. We need to wake up now.
Defend yourself. Network of activities, all in a grand plan. Is this grand plan unknown to our intelligence community? I don't think so. I think our intelligence community are just that, intelligent. And I also know that just yesterday we discussed this, there is an official of the DSS in every local government in Nigeria, at least one. So is it that they didn't know these things are going to happen?
There's no point in asking. This is part of their plan. Part of their plan. Those men are there to carry out. It is clear for us to see. They are there to ensure that they take over the entire nation. That is why Yoruba Nation is a must. Biafra Nation is a must. And Middle Belt Nation is a must. You're saying they're in every local government, 7 or 6 local government areas. And you're telling me the government is not aware. It's part of their plan.
I doubt it. I believe that they knew that these things were going to happen, and they did happen. The question is, why did we allow it to happen? Look at the soldiers that we lost just how many days ago, and we are crying now. I don't know. It's a whole lot of things. And should we allow these things to continue?
The fact of the matter is that to every single journalist, they will once they. But Malafia said it. He said once they finish in the villages and in the forest, they're going to move into towns. I'm sorry to say this, but all of you who are in that system and who are indigenous people, you are all under threat. You are all under threat. They will be going into homes and killing people, prominent people, and you guys fall into that category of prominent people. So if you do not speak up now, when will you speak up? When you're 6 feet under? Well, anyway, let's see.
Well, there are big questions, definitely. So we'll see how we'll keep tabs on all of these matters as they proceed. So we're expecting answers from the FCT, Katsina, commissioners of police. They all have to speak up to the people here, because you can't allow people to be in panic or in apprehension, because this cannot be allowed to go on this way. Well, that's it. Let's go on and take a look at some of the dailies today.
Now, let's have a look. I don't want to do that one. I'm not interested in that. Let's just hear. Now, let's listen to this one. So let's hear this again.
In some areas, in Katsina as well. Yep.
I mean, just look at the words. Bandit attacks Buhari's advanced security convoy. And you're telling us we're one Nigeria. Anyway, let's carry on to the next one. I don't want to necessarily... So they said 2 injured.
Soldiers. It's currently happening in Owerri, the Imo State capital.
Hang on.
Soldiers in Owerri.
Let me hear this one again now.
Let's connect. Someone should give us answer stories on
Nobody's going to give you any ansers. What the answer is, the only solution is Yoruba Nation. That is the only solution.
Found that story on page 5. I wonder how that works. Slots sold to highest bidders, according to sources. Tour operators demand 1 million naira for visas. That's interesting. Well, that's the.
Well, let me say, hey, what is this again?
Someone is keeping count.
Something needs to happen. That's Vanguard today.
Take a look. Well, we're going to come for you. We're going to take you, Mr. and Mrs. The Daily Trust newspaper have this one on its front page. Oh, by the way, a quick one just before we go to the lead. We were talking about the abduction the other time. You know, Daily Trust keeps a daily counts. School children in captivity. Bethel Baptist High School, Kujama boys are still in, well, children are still in captivity 367 days after. Just so you know, someone is keeping count. The lead story of the Daily Trust newspaper today: 2 injured as terrorists attack presidential convoy in Katsina. Assistant Police Commissioner killed in fight with bandits. Presidency confirms attack. Kuje prison attacked. We've said this over and over again. Where do the dots connect? Someone should give us answer stories on page 4.
Instead of the government protecting us, they're busy blaming people, Oloye Sunday Igboho, for speaking up for his people. They're busy they're refusing to pay 20 billion that he should pay back for damaging his property. They're busy putting in jail Nnamdi Kanu for speaking up for his people. And the likes of Gumi and others who are killing us on a daily basis are allowed to walk free. And you tell us to believe in one Nigeria. And why is it that the likes of Tinubu is not talking about the fact that they have not paid, his own government have not paid what they should pay to Oloye Sunday Igboho, but they want you to believe in one Nigeria? This is nonsense. Free Nnamdi Kanu, and you know, to put this is we need to break away from contraption Nigeria.
Hours to deadline, cease racketeering, bribery, Hajj operations. Found that story on page 5.
So by bribery and racketeering from Hajj. Why should we be going to Hajj? Why our home, our nation, that nation is gone. Look, let them, those who want to go, let them go. But we are going for Yoruba Nation. Let's carry on. Let's
how that works. Slots sold to highest bidders, according to sources. Tour operators demand 1 million naira for visas. That's interesting.
1 million naira for visas.
That's the Daily Trust newspaper this morning.
This is crazy.
Well, just before I review the New Telegraph, I think it's also important to mention that today is the Army Day. Is the day that's July the 6th, is the day that the Nigerian Army has set aside to celebrate its soldiers. It's currently happening in Owerri, the Imo State capital. And I'm sure that there will be updates from there. Part of what you heard about the gallantry of the troops who battled in Shiroro was given by the Chief of Army Staff as part of the events to celebrate the day. I'm sure that there will be a lot more to come from there, and also in terms of information regards to what the Army is doing. They are just one part of the security agencies, a very important part of the country's defense system. There'll be a reward in that area. But take a look at what New Telegraph has on its front page this morning.
See it now?
Oil and gas industry under siege from multiple fronts. OPEC warns. Cites geopolitical developments in Eastern Europe, Ukraine war, COVID-19, global inflationary pressures. Says global oil sector will need $11.8 trillion investment by 2045 to meet expectations. Buhari Lords Barkindo.
We do not want anything to do with contraption Nigeria. We want Yoruba Nation. It is time that we, the people who own those resources, you and I, benefit from our resources instead of it being taken from underneath our feet, and those who have taken it who are not indigenous to our land are now imprisoning us in our own land and selling our resources, and there's no returns in terms of infrastructure on our ground. Enough of this talk now. What we need is to walk forward confidently towards Yoruba nation, and we need our communities to protect themselves. A community that protects itself, collectively protects itself, is a community that is ready to actually ensure that there's accountability and governance, rule of law, that where the politicians will be held to account if they fail to comply with the new constitution that will be created in Yoruba nation. These are the kind of things we want. Nigeria is a failed state. We are only telling you this to expose to you at every level that Nigeria has failed. It will never work. It is disintegrating right before our eyes. When a presidential convoy is attacked by 300 men on motorbikes, that tells you that nowhere is safe in continental Nigeria. Let's listen on.
Group oil price heading to $65 by year end. So they think that the price of oil could crash before the end of the year. Pages 2 and 25 will give you details. Don't forget that by the time that all the papers printed their headlines, what happened to the OPEC Secretary General hadn't happened at that time. So it might not be captured on the front pages. What you'll still hear is just what happened yesterday afternoon, perhaps early evening, which was the president commending the outgoing OPEC Secretary General, now outgone, finally outgone from the world stage. Look at this. Ukraine war. Investors foresee gloomy outlook for Nigeria's economy. Say war may last till year end.
You see?
NPC gives nod to NELMCO's governance framework, in case you're wondering.
So they say war may last till, okay, that's to do with Ukraine. We're not interested in that.
Just what that acronym stands for. You might want to flip to page 5 of the paper. On the church saga, end-time pastors not known to us, that's according to CAN, call for probe, prosecution, enjoins Christians to verify teachings from Bible. Two injured.
We're not interested in that. Your security and safety is your priority. Forget any church teachings right now, or any Muslim teachings.
The queue this morning was particularly long, at least twice of what I'd normally see, times 2 in terms of the length. I'm hoping that there will be no suffering, unnecessary hardship on citizens, even as they get ready to celebrate this year's Salah. This is as marketers, NNPC outlets defy federal government order, subsidy.
What is there to celebrate? There's nothing to celebrate. Your nation is disintegrating. We need to go for Yoruba nation, Middle Belt nation, and Oduduwa nation, and Biafra nation. We need to go for that. That's our focus. Now let's carry on for
Pro Bajabiamila kicks as ministers, others shun panel. They have all of that. And just in case you're wondering what...
Of course, the panel is toothless. They cannot call anybody to do anything because those in power, the Fulanis are in power. And that is why we're telling you, one Nigeria is a Fulani nation. It's time you woke up. We need to break it up. We go for Yoruba nation. We go for Biafra nation. We go for Middle Belt nation.
What's happening with ASU? Or Sodeke will call off ASU strike once federal government signs pact. The story is on page 5 for you. Let's leave it there for New Telegraph.
Okay, take a look at leadership newspaper next. Yeah, they also focus on some part of that. Look at that. APC asks for extra time to tackle security challenges as bandits go berserk. Attack Buhari's convoy on advanced trip to Katsina.
Yeah, we've heard that before.
Kill 5. Abduct scores in Kaduna villages. Gunmen kill 2 policemen. Abduct Chinese in Kwara, Katsina.
You see?
So you see activities, consistent activities of this
terrorism all over the country.
And seemingly coordinated.
Terrorism.
And you know,
break it up.
They talk about signature of some of these attackers. You could see them. Security authorities, agencies, they have these things.
I'm telling you.
And you know, the question is, when they pass it on, what do the authorities do with it when they get these things and pass it on? because they are there and we know they get these things. So what happens thereafter?
You know, what I don't understand in that headline is the extra time.
Well,
subscribe to
I
Zinewa
guess people
on
have to make of
YouTube.
that what they will and decide for themselves what
Hit
what
the
they
notification
want to
button,
do
give us a thumbs up.
with that one,
Thank you.
because the things that happen, you just wonder. That's leadership today, by the way.
Take a look at the Nigerian News Direct this morning. What do you have on its front page? Alleged unpaid debts. Shibodu, Dantata lose Benin, Kano, Kaduna Discos to Fidelity Bank, Afrexim. Stories on page 23. As FG appoints new CEOs for distressed discos. Activate.
Look at Daily Independent next, and PDP crisis. Wike backers soft pedal. Agree. What? Okay.
I'm not interested in all that. Let me go to the main topic because
as NCC.
I just wanted to just look at let's go not that one. Sorry, not that one. We're just gonna whiz through it. I don't want to necessarily. Here we go. Any talk of election is a fraud because the election will never be free, neither be free nor fair. INEC is controlled by the Fulanis. The head of INEC is Mahmoud Yakubu. He's a Fulani, isn't he? Any election, I'm telling you now, all you obedience who think that obedient will win. In terms of number, if you had the proper like-for-like number and they allowed the votes to be recorded and put out, yes, Obedient or Tinubu would win. But we know that that's not what's going to happen. We all know that. This is all a game. The fact that they killed MK Abiola for power shows that they knew that he won the election. 8 million votes to 5 million of Tofa. And yet they killed him. Should tell us that they will never let go of power in 2023. And that is why we need to break away from them. So let's let's hear what he has to say. Let's just see. So Bakindo died at 11 p.m. yesterday. Let's listen to this.
Welcome back. Well, yes,
let's see what he has to say.
So many things happening as we started earlier. Sometimes when this news break, some of the things you thought was rational, you even begin to question whether or not you thought right, as it were, because of how those events play out. You thought you could easily connect the dots and know the next steps, but you never really know. Well, this morning, as you've seen there, we're joined by Mr. Femi Falana, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Good morning, sir. Thank you for coming on today.
Good morning.
Let's hear what he has to say.
Quite a lot, really. But, for instance, Kuje, we know that, you're no stranger to Kuje prison. It's a maximum security prison. And the news coming through from those who were around the place when it happened at the night.
Let's listen.
Terrorists, they said about 300 of them attacked the place, seized the
300.
place. They freed Boko Haram captives.
They freed Boko Haram.
Of Abuja. At the same time, and it's almost in the same breath.
So 300 terrorists went into Kuje prison, freed Boko Haram terrorists. And you're still talking about one Nigeria. How? I just want to understand that bit. Which part of this is still one to you? Fulani terrorists, funded by the government, paid for by the government, given guns by the government, freeing themselves. What does that tell you? We need to protect ourselves. Let's listen to what he has to say anyway. Femi Falana.
The president's
Femi
was
Falana.
attacked, his advance team, some casualties there. And then kidnappers, terrorists again, Ekwa pastor, 3 others kidnapped, 8 in Kaduna. Then you see some in Kwara. And you just... Can you place a finger on some of these things?
Well, these are
very, very disturbing developments.
Well, you're
I
telling
know
me.
PG prisons very well. I was detained there in 1992 and then in 1993, to go.
And we say it again. It's all about now going our separate ways. Yoruba nation must stand, Biafra nation must stand, Middle Belt nation must stand, because Nigeria is a fraud. It's disintegrating right before our eyes.
Together with the late Chief Ganifa Wemi, the late Dr. Beko Ransom Kuti, and Baba Mojela, in 1993. It's a small maximum security prison, almost the most secured in the country of all our correctional centers. So if terrorists who launch a successful attack and release,
they released 150 prisoners.
The situation calls for a general review of the security architecture.
No, it is way beyond that now. It is justification for going for Yoruba nation, justification for going for Biafra nation, and total justification for going for Middle Belt nation. Because those who call themselves, who say they're number one, we are born to rule, they have designed this. They want to use it as a way to take over the entire nation. And it is time that we defend and protect ourselves. That's the priority. No talk about trying to be in one Nigeria when they're trying to take it over from us. We need to push them back and state our ancestral name, Yoruba land, Biafra land, Middle Belt nation. That's what we should do.
In the country. I mean, these coordinated attacks, clearly there are serious problems that the government has refused to address with respect to the security of the country.
Is it a problem or is it a plan of action? Is it a problem or is it a plan of action? Somebody sent me some pictures. I don't know if I can show you. Kuje is burning. Yeah. Under attack. Let's have a look. I'll show you a picture just to give you a picture of what is going on. Because sometimes people don't understand what is going on. Oftentimes people don't understand when we talk about these things. People don't get the sense, are not getting the sense of what we mean. I'm going to show you a picture that will come up now about Kuje. Last night, this is what happened last night. So I'm going to just put that in the middle of what he's saying, because we need to understand that there is no any talk of one Nigeria in the face of what I'm about to show you is meaningless. It is just meaningless. Sorry, let me just get this sorted out. It's a plan. Thank you. Exactly. It is definitely a plan. And that's what we need. That's why we need to counter that now by going fully, unashamedly for Yoruba. We have to go for Yoruba nation. It's not a question of if now. The coming generation, they are dependent on us taking that action for them, because this is not going to stop. It isn't going to stop. We have to physically stop it by taking steps to free ourselves. Let me show you that picture. It's going to come up in a minute, because I do want us to really understand that what is going on is an orchestrated plan. It's an orchestrated plan. So when the people, journalists come, and they know it, everybody knows it. But the thing is, everybody's so afraid because of your country of Nigeria. They are so afraid to speak the truth to power like we're doing. We are telling you that when a government sits by and watches terrorists kill, and they say, oh, we will stop them, nobody should, we would, it's nonsense. It is nonsense. It is absolute nonsense. It's time we woke up. So let me get this picture up. Hopefully it will work. So let's keep, okay, do this 1 minute, please. So I'm just going to show you something now. And it's time we really understand that any talk, anybody telling you to believe in one Nigeria at this point, they are being disingenuous. They know the game is up. There's two reasons why, one particular reason why people will tell you to believe in one Nigeria. If those of you those are still talking about one Nigeria, go and look at where they get their funds from. It's from this same fraudulent contraption. They are the mega rich who are taking and they are benefiting from the misery imposed on millions of indigenous people. Those are the ones who will keep telling you to believe in one Nigeria. And we cannot do that anymore. It's time we tell ourselves the truth. One Nigeria is indeed a fraud. It is a fraud. Yes. I hope thank you very much. This is exactly the point we're saying. I hope the obedient and Emiloko followers get this message. I'm actually going to pin that message. I believe that is on either, what platform is that on? I think it's on Citizen AY. Let's go and have a look. If it's whatever platform that is, I'm going to pin that. And this is the kind of statement that we need to really re-emphasize, because our people are asleep. Oh, okay. So, no. Okay, so on let me just go. It is on Citizen AY. So we're going to pin that up on that platform. Please, once again, if you haven't subscribed to Citizen AY on YouTube, go ahead and do so now. So we're pinning that. We're pinning that all right now. So, that's indeed the case. I hope the obedient and Emiloko followers get the message. Very, very important. So please continue to subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Hit notification button. Give us a thumbs up. Help us reach more people. Very, very important. So here we go. Here's what you need to do. Subscribe to Citizen AY. Hit notification button. Give us the thumbs up. Very, very important. So let's go and get let's get this other bit. Now, here is what I want you to look at. As we are looking at things, that it will come up in a minute. There you go. This was Kuje prison last night. You see? Now you can see when they're talking about, that's what happened in Kuje prison last night. You see that? Can you see it? That's what happened. And this is what they're not telling us. And that's so when they talk to you and say, come and talk to you about, oh, to believe in one Nigeria. Believe in what? In the death and destruction of indigenous people in our own land. It's time we woke up. And I'm urging you all to really, really be part of this struggle to dismantle contraption Nigeria. We have to go for Yoruba Nation. That's in Kuje prison. Now, let's go. That was courtesy of the JIT, I think. So now, but it's a picture taken, but it's about Kuje prison. So let's listen on to what it's saying. Whatever is being said here, please make sure that you are clear in your mind that the only solution is Yoruba Nation. The only solution is Yoruba Nation. So let's go ahead and watch this. Please share this broadcast. It's very, very important that we reach as many more people. Subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Here we go.
Here was a regime that promised Nigerians that, because the president is a former general, is going to address this problem frontally. But we can't see it. We can't see it. Apart from the regular press statements oozing out of the villa, assuring Nigeria of the security of the life and property of everybody here. Out there, no one is secure. No one is safe.
We keep saying it, and that's why we have to go for.
We have to go back.
So it's not about going back now. We're going forward to Yoruba Nation. Yoruba Nation, Lokon. Yoruba Nation, Lokon. Yes, Yoruba Nation, Lokon. And that is what, let me pin that one. So I'm pinning upspare. Niger Delta, Yoruba Nation, indeed. So we have to go for Niger Delta Republic, Yoruba Nation, and all of them. We have to go forward. We're not going back. Biafra, Niger Delta, Middle, whatever you want to call ourselves, we're going.
As a people, can we go like this? Having regards to the political implications, the economic implications.
Before we go to those economic and political implications, Mr. Falano, do you think, I maintain this, that we have an intelligence community that has intelligence? Just yesterday,
the intelligence is designed to ensure that they take over the whole country. I hope you understand that, Baba, today. The intelligence has been designed to ensure the work of the intelligence is to make sure that the terrorists take over the entire nation. That's their work. So trying to pretend that you don't understand what the game that's in playing is, you're being disingenuous. Speak the truth to the people. Speak truth to the people. Let them know we should speak about this to let the people know that the plan of the intelligence community of that contraption is designed to ensure that they take over every single part of contraption Nigeria. That is the reality. Stop kidding yourselves.
We were speaking to a security consultant and a former Army PRO who said, look, they always get information. The question is, what are we doing about it? My question to you, Mr. Falana, is, do you think our adherence or use of this information or not is actually significantly factoring in the lives of the soldiers and the security personnel that we put in jeopardy every day by not acting as we should?
Now, I can tell you this, even though I'm critical of some of the systems, I mean the security agencies, but I can tell you, without any fear of contradiction, that the government receives intelligence reports very regularly. In fact,
how regularly?
The State Security Service, as I did note recently, has almost been compelled to go public and warn Nigerians that churches and mosques and some other places might be attacked.
That is yet more evidence of why we keep telling you the only solution is Yoruba nation. Like as said by Omo Sisi, Nigeria ranked number 12 on safe country in the world. The only solution is Yoruba nation. Indeed, well said, my brother. So we'll be pinning messages like this from across different platforms. Any message that we see that is actually stating those things, it means that the message that we're trying to share to people is reaching, is reaching as many people. So it's not just us saying this, So yeah, Mark Lord Unwa Konze, I'm glad. I thank God Nigerians are gradually waking up, but they need to do more by pushing for separation from this. But there is need to do more. For separation from this contraption. Exactly, well said. So morning, Maclord Nwa Koze. Good morning to you, my brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for joining. Please do share the broadcast. So I'm grateful for your comments there. So again, I've liked it. Very, very true. We need to wake up urgently. More and more of us need to wake up. So let's carry on.
Those institutions have been attacked. I then urged the federal and state governments to pay more attention to intelligence reports. So, it's a lot.
I'm sorry, all this grammar will not save lives. Every community, understand this, all this grammar that is speaking will not save lives. What will save lives is if you set up community action plan against terrorism. Let me quickly bring that up for you to see. Because I've said it before, but I wasn't going to show that plan, but then because of the necessity of the danger of the situation that we're in, it's made us compelled me to actually bring that information forth. At this point, we're asking you, those of you watching now, we're asking you to help us share this broadcast and on all the platforms, because when you do that, it reaches more people. And also, we do need some funds to be able to actually raise the level of awareness about the need for our people to create their own protection, to set it up themselves. Don't wait for any governor now. Governor Otom, kudos to him. Many of the governors should already, without even saying it, if they cared about the citizens, they would have amended that community vigilante law to allow for the indigenous people to defend themselves. But many of them are busy telling us, oh, sorry, let me just go and put that. I don't know what's happened there. Sorry. Put us here. Don't know what happened there. So I'm going to get it back. So many of them, instead of doing that, protecting their community without even having to ask. You don't have to ask. You call yourself a chief state security officer, and then you say, oh, I can't do anything because the constitution has tied my hands. Well, Governor Otom has showed us how you untie your hands. How do you set up the vigilantes in each and every community and give them with the amended act, people within those communities can now carry guns to use to protect and defend themselves. This is not about grammar anymore. It's about collective action. So let's see if I can get this working. I hope this is there. Okay, let's go back there. Let's listen to what it says. I was going to play something, but protect yourself.
Gathering. But whether the authorities, take advantage of them to secure the country is another matter entirely.
They don't want to take advantage of it. They want to.
Of lackadaisical attitude.
No, you're getting it wrong. No, on the part, the government is not lackadaisical because they are sticking to their plan to take over the entire nation. It is you people who are talking about one Nigeria that are deluded to believe that if you speak long enough, they will change their mind. They're not going to change their minds. This is their plan that they're carrying out. And we need to recognize it as such and go for Yoruba Nation. Go for Yoruba Nation. The Emirecos, Tinubu is saying nothing about this. Peter Obi is saying nothing about this daily killings. And they still want you to believe in that fraud. It's up to you and I to work together to raise the level of awareness in our community, ensure people protect themselves, defend their community. Make sure, stop buying cow meat. We're saying it again. Stop buying cow meat. Stop it. This kind of, the programs we're doing here is to, these guys are not telling you the truth. These guys know what is going on. But because they're benefiting from that system, they don't want to, they're saying the government should do something. The government is doing what it already wants to do. They know the plan of the people in government is to take the land over. It is as simple as that. And until we admit that and make our people know that, because we are giving them a false hope that it's going to get better. It's not. These guys are not being honest with you. The government is sticking to a plan to take over the Middle Belt, Biafra, and Oduduwa land. They are doing that. What is needed now is for us to wake up, speak truth to power. These guys, they will never speak truth to power because they are benefiting from that system.
Apart from issuing statements, either to condemn terrorist attacks or express sympathy with victims and the rest of them. But beyond that, what steps have been taken?
The steps they are taking, again, I'm going to be very, very clear. I don't need to, this is not, because you see, we're trying to say the same, when you're given the same solution to a problem, that it's a failed solution to a problem that is there daily, it means that you are not prepared to deal with that problem properly. Because you are telling the government should do, they are not, the plan of the government is to take your land over. That's their plan.
The government to be ahead of the terrorists.
The government brought the terrorists in. Don't you get it? The government brought the terrorists in. I don't know how much more. The government... This is severe brainwashing that we've been through, to be honest with you. To believe in a system that has clearly failed, and to make us, what is worse is to try and make others believe that that is the only solution. That is not the only solution to our problem. The solution, the only solution, this is not the solution to our problem, what they're telling us. The only solution is to break away from contraption Nigeria. And we have to be very, very clear about that. Anything else is just trying to, it's a talking shop. We shouldn't be involved in being a talking shop. We need to wake our people up. So that's why I'm challenging every statement that's been said here. I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but I'm just trying to make sure that we understand what is going on.
Another, armed gangs in the country. Every government must control the monopoly of violence. Every government. But here.
Well, they are controlling it. Don't you get it? They are controlling it. Isn't it clear? The monopoly of violence. The people, let me explain it like this. The federal government have put terrorists in the army. The terrorists are now using that violence against us. That is the plan of the government. That's the plan of the government. Wake up. Stop deluding yourselves. Stop deluding yourselves.
The criminal elements have taken over, and they are now in firm control of violence in the country. And that requires...
You see, what did I just say? You said the criminal elements. But the criminal elements are the ones in government. The criminal elements are the ones, they're one and the same. The government and the criminal elements are one and the same. They are one and the same.
The authorities to really sit down and address the problem. The solutions are available.
The solution is to break up from contraption Nigeria. I know you are speaking because you guys are benefiting from that contraption. The only solution is Yoruba Nation. The only solution is Yoruba Nation. Yoruba Nation local. Yoruba Nation local.
Solutions are available.
Because this is having implications.
Because security is technology driven now. You can sit down here and monitor what goes on in the entire country.
That's why I asked.
With the advantage of drones.
That's why I asked, Mr. Falano, are we even considering the lives of the people, our security personnel, that we put in jeopardy every day, who have to die?
No. Unfortunately. I defend soldiers who...
Definition of madness is to keep profiling the same solution to a problem that is not going away. Definition of madness is to keep profiling the same solution to a problem that has not been solved by that very same solution that you are profiling. That is madness. The only solution is Yoruba Nation, Biafra Nation, Middle Belt. We need to separate from contraption Nigeria. Their plan is working to take it over. It is up to you to wake up. Wake up before it's too late. So just 1 second, please. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit here. Abakari the tailor is missing after... Yeah, you see now? You see, Abakari is missing. Oh, you see now. He's gone missing. I wonder... So Abakari has gone missing now from Kuje prison. Oma Umila Sisi, thank you for very much. Abakari, remember, he's the one that is being wanted in America. So now the government will say, oh, we did everything, he's gone. The terrorists have got him. And you'd believe in one Nigeria. Okay. Let's just see. Sorry, the system is probably freezing somewhat. I'm not quite sure, but hopefully we will. So let me try one more thing. I don't know what's going on here. We're trying to get this moving. It isn't. Okay. It's somewhat frozen. Give me a minute. So in the meantime, whilst that is going on, I'm going to try another thing. We will talk about more things here, but I'm hoping that the system will allow it. It's sort of frozen somehow. Now, one other thing I want us to do is every community right now, every community from the Middle Belt to the South, we need to have a community action plan against terrorism. And I will probably switch to that now and talk about that. I'll use this as an opportunity now to talk about that whilst the system reboots on this particular one. So let me see if this works. Sorry. One second. Whilst we're waiting for the system to rejig itself back, because sometimes it looks like it's just somehow locked out at the minute, and I'm trying to address it. But like I said, the I think it doesn't seem to like my. Let me see if I can read. It's really frozen. Okay. Let's see if we come back. So, okay, now. Okay, I think it'll be back in a minute. So we're working on it. Just give me a minute. Okay. Now.
Now, that we put in jeopardy every day who have to die.
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I defend soldiers who were army officers who were or who are used or sacrificed by the authorities to give the impression, oh,
you just said the army officers are used as sacrifice by the authorities. That means that is their plan. Don't be surprised. Stop keep being surprised by when they tell you what they want to do. They tell you, oh, we're sorry, we're going to do this, but we are pardoning. At the same time, they are pardoning the terrorists who are now taking over. That's their plan. Wake up.
These are the guys sabotaging the war efforts. I defended some scores of soldiers in 2014. And I had to ask the members of the court martial, these guys are asking for weapons to fight the terrorists. Where are the weapons? The money meant for procurement of weapons stolen by people you know. Of course, they said
the reason why they stole the money is they don't want them to have weapons. And they say to you, we will take the money and there's nothing you can do. The only solution is Yoruba nation. Talking to anybody about trying to sustain Nigeria is a lie. If you believe in one Nigeria, you are putting the lives of your own fellow Yorubas, your Igbo middle belt, you are putting the lives in danger. Wake up.
sentence them to death for asking for weapons to fight. And of course, we had to harass the authorities and produce evidence of the fact that those who should be standing trial are walking free in town. Just a couple of months ago, we got 70 soldiers pardoned by the government.
Thank you very much, my brother Dan Osei. You mentioned Dan Osei says Nigeria is under Boko Haram terrorist attack with her younger ones called bandits. They are all terrorists. Very much the case. Well, with the situation in the country, Samuel Adetula said, well, with the situation in the country, may be allowed to carry arms if we can only be disciplined, because many people will only use it for real enemy, not for enemy alone, but use against domestic enemies such as wives, girlfriend, etc. But that at this point, everybody's aware that we have to. War is on foot, and I guarantee you, a lot of people will actually protect their communities, and that includes preventing anybody to use against their wives. Yeah, so fact must be told. So let's go ahead.
And in general, who was demoted. I mean, he lost a rank. But again, that was 2 months ago. Do you know that those who were...
Yeah, he's talking about General Adeniyi. He's talking about General Adeniyi that was demoted. He lost a rank because he was calling for equipment. And you're talking about one Nigeria in the face of this? That is clear evidence that they want to take the whole place over. Nonsense. Listen.
Including those who are in custody.
My brother Jimo Olalekon Wasiu says, if we don't end Nigeria, Nigeria will end us. Very true. We need to end it.
Do not know their fate. You can't run a system like that. That you pardon people 2 months ago and they're still in prison custody. Do you run a system like that? So
that is clear evidence of their plan. Don't be surprised. The only thing we need is the likes of Femi Falana to join us now on Yoruba Nation, because that is the only way we can protect ourselves right now. These guys are carrying on with a genocide. We just heard now that Abakari has escaped from Kuje prison, and that was their plan. They don't want him to go to the US. So what do? They put him in the hand of the terrorists. Of course, the terrorist government is supporting terrorists, using the terrorists to protect one of their own. This is how the keep saying one Nigeria. The one Nigeria will end up to be theirs, and we must not let that happen. They can keep their one Nigeria in the north. We must have Yoruba nation in our own land. We're not taking it from the north. We're not talking about the middle belt taking their land. Middle belt must keep the middle belt. The Biafra must keep their own land. And Oduduwa nation must keep ours. And they can keep the name Nigeria in the north. Stop believing one. It's a fraud.
We ask soldiers to fight for our country. We ask police personnel to defend our country. And yet, the government does not make any serious provision for them. So these are the problems. So the motivation to fight, the motivation to defend the country is not there. Yet, these people are reading stories about billions of naira stolen. So when you tell soldiers, oh, we have no money to buy equipment, so please just manage, with what we have. And they read that somebody has stolen 80 billion naira. Or a former chief of army staff has stolen millions of naira, thousands of dollars. And you find in this.
Everything you're saying here is giving us justification for what? Yoruba nation, look. No point in lamenting about what they're doing. Now it is about what they must start worrying about what we are doing. If you want to join Yoruba nation in providing a future for the coming generation, you better do so. Coming on the program and talking about they know what to do. They are doing what they want to do, which is to take your land over using terrorists. The question is, are you going to sit by and watch, or are you going to put a stop to it? We are going to put a stop to it by working collectively to defend our community. That is what we are advocating for. Our own safety and security, because the government they've taken away guns from our people. They're buying the latest equipment for the terrorists to kill us in our own land. They're putting them in the army to come into the south to kill us in our own land. And you're here talking about one Nigeria. You need to wake up. It's frozen again. Whilst that is going back, let me just do something here. Sorry. So